Hi everyone! Welcome back to Annijuuti Knits. This is episode 59. Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel, Annijuuti Knits. My name is Anniina and this is my channel here on YouTube where I share all about my knitting and knitwear designs, and you're most welcome. If you are new here, I'm a designer and a knitter from Finland, and I live here with my family, my 2 little boys and my husband, and yeah, welcome. As the title suggested, I'm well on the way with my gift knits already, so this is a very accessory or sock heavy episode today, and you can probably hear that my voice is still a bit, not 100%, and that's because I had a tonsillectomy 2 weeks ago and I'm still recovering, but let's see if it will last all the way till the end of this episode. First things first, I have released a new pattern, or actually I have not released the pattern, but the Fiber Co released my Festive Mistletoe sock pattern, and here they are. And this was a commission for the Fiber Co. I did submit a design idea for them, for a collection of them earlier this year, or actually it was, I don't know, February, something like that. And sorry, they didn't accept, or they didn't pick my idea, but they did come back to me and they asked if I would be interested in designing a festive sock pattern for them, and I said yes, because I've done quite a few of them already, and I pitched 2 ideas and they selected this one, and it's now available on the Fiber Co website, so feel free to have a look at that. They also sell kits, and until the end of November they are offering 10% off with the discount. Can't remember the code, I'll put it here. So 10% discount for the kits, but you can also buy the pattern individually, but there's no code for that. Now that that's out of the way, well, yes, let's go into my finished objects. I have 6 finished objects for today's episode, and I'm not going to go into, a whole lot of details with them, because most of them are socks and they are pretty much the same but different. So let's start with something that is not socks, because this you have seen already in my last episode. This is the Raunioiset mini cardigan, and this is a pattern by Suvi Lyytikäinen. It's adorable, isn't it? It's so cute and it's so tiny. It's like a doll's cardigan. I made the smallest size, and that was because I only had 1 skein of this DK yarn, and the yarn was, or is, Karmajan's MCN. This is the yarn. So it's superwash merino, cashmere and nylon, and it's very soft. Also, you can see I already blocked it, so it's also getting a bit fuzzy. Not a lot, you can't really see here, but This is unfortunately yarn that you cannot buy anymore. It belonged to my favorite dyer, Karma Yarns, but she's unfortunately no longer dyeing yarn. But I purchased from the closed down sale quite a few skeins, and this was one of them, and now I got to use it for this beautiful little cardigan. These pretty little buttons I bought from, and also the tag from knits.fi, so knits.fi, as we say in Finnish. And she is a local to me accessory maker. She sells knitting needles. She has her own line of knitting needles, and she also sells stitch markers, and she makes the most beautiful stitch markers that I've seen. So I purchased these buttons from her web shop, and I picked them up, and they turned out perfectly. I actually chose two different buttons because I didn't know how they would look, but I was hoping these floral buttons would look nice, and they are wood, and they are so cute. And this was my first finished object. Last time that we spoke, I was finishing up the second sleeve, and I have since knit the body and attached all the little details to this. So yeah, this is my first finished object. And now I actually realized that I haven't mentioned what I'm wearing. And this is my ultimate sweatshirt. This is my favorite sweater to wear at home or out and about. This is a cashmere. It's also an MCN yarn. This is from Slavica yarns. Borana is the base, and color is sunflower, and I absolutely love this. It's just a basic little raglan. The pattern is called Hilja tee, which I then modified into long sleeves, and yeah, I wear it a ton. I wear it every week, and it pills a bit. I sometimes de-pill it, but I don't know. It's just my happy sweater. And you can find this kind of basically little raglan sweaters. They are all over Ravelry and all over the internet. So for example, the Tolsta tee fingering weight version would be very similar look to this one. I did make just like a straight sleeve and then cinched it in on the cuff. This is my lazy sleeve, and actually I do like to wear this. It's not too bulky, but quite a few of my fingering weight sweaters has this kind of sleeve. But that's that. My second finished object is my Rusko Beanie. I have already been wearing this one, so it's already looking quite sloppy, but this is my Rusko Beanie. It is made with Sanneskan tweed recycled, and it is 80% wool, 20% cashmere, and it is recycled, as said. I don't recommend making hats with it. It looked very, very, very small when I made it, and then it just grew like a ton. It looks quite fine on me. And this is the detail on the crown. It's like this 3 ways. I did change the pattern or the 1x1 rip from the pattern to 2x2 because that's what I enjoy at the moment. This was my hospital knit while I was waiting for my surgery. I did have to wait for like 5 hours in the hospital because they changed the order. I went there at 7:20 and I got into the surgery like at 12. So yeah, there was a long wait, but I did manage to make this hat while waiting, and it was calming my nerves, because even though I was already they medicated me like at 9, so I was supposed to go to the surgery around like 10. So they gave me the pre-medication at 9, and then they decided to switch the order. There was a young girl, like 10-year-old, so they took her first, and I was I was 2 hours, like I was laying on this, you know, this electric chair. You can you can bring it up or put it down, or and I was just laying there and knitting, and they were like, are you going to the surgery with your knitting? And I was like, if I may. So I was in this horrible hospital rope and shirt, and I was there laying and knitting. I must have been a sight. But I finished my hat. It's nice. I love the color, and it is just now a little bit too loose. I would like it to be a little bit more snug on the top. But yeah, this is my pattern. I published it last fall, and it's a great basic beanie pattern. I must say that I didn't take into account that nowadays when I'm recommending needle size, I'm recommending them based on the test knit, so the most used needle size. I know that I'm a tight knitter, and quite often people don't get my attention with the needles that I use. So I've seen this Rusko Beanie coming out a bit too big, because quite often people don't swatch for hats, and that's why I would recommend either swatching or taking into account that I'm a tight knitter. And that was my second finished object. And then, tan tan tan, I have made a pile of DK weight socks. One pair of these you have already seen at the start of it, and it was part of my 7 days 7 cast-ons challenge that I did. And I did these DK weight socks holding 2 strands of fingering weight together. I was holding this Drops Nord, and that's a little bit thicker fingering weight yarn, and then I had this color changing yarn from an old project that I have had in my stash for ages. It was a single ply, it was a single ply wool, and even though it was sock yarn, it has nylon in it. I don't think that's very durable in socks, so I paired them up and I managed to match them almost exactly. In these socks I was trying to do the strong heel, so I was just going with my gut. I did this little gusset increases in rib, and I have this little purl detail going down the back of the leg. And then, so this is basically the same heel than the Fleegle heel, but this is worked from top down. So I was just playing around with it and trying how it would go. It's not the perfect fit, but next time I would do it a little bit deeper, and then I think it's better. But this was the first pair that I finished. And then I was using also leftovers. I was rummaging through all the odds and ends. I made these brown, if you remember, I made these brown vanilla socks just a couple of weeks ago, and I don't remember, maybe I had like 40-ish grams left, no, 35 grams left. And then I had some other, I had this dark brown, and then I had this beige color. and I was just changing. First I was holding 2 strands of the dark one, moving into the dark and the medium brown, just the medium brown, and then the medium brown and the beige, and then the beige. So it starts out with more like a fluid gradient, but then this is a bit of a harsh line on the toes, but I don't know. I just ran out of the, and they are not exactly the same. This bit on the other one is a bit longer, but I roughly have the balls. I did weigh them, but you know, if you go a gram or two some place or the other, I was just like roughly halving the balls. But this was another one of them. I think I did, I can't remember. I have put quite a good details into my Ravelry project pages, and they are linked in the description if you do want to go and have a look at the recipe for these. I did write pretty much everything that I did, including the shoe size and the row count and all that. So if you are interested, you can have a look at that. And then I need to have something warm. This is actually my second coffee in 2 weeks. I had my first coffee yesterday, and I wasn't allowed to have anything hot, just like lukewarm or yeah, just not even warm. I had to consume everything that I had in room temperature or cold, so it tastes pretty nice. Due to the amount of painkillers that I was taking, I was feeling very foggy, and I couldn't really concentrate on anything. I was in a lot of pain, and I just wanted to make these like instant gratification projects. So I started another pair of socks. This is also a DK gauge, and these are knit with 1 strand of Mondim, Portuguese sock yarn. It is 100% wool, but it is supposedly sock yarn. I don't have very good experiences with Mondim holding up really well, because my Mondim socks that I knit with 2mm needles, they were broken in a week, or they wore out in a week. So I used some silk mohair scraps that I had. I did that vohveli cowl. I showed it in the last episode. I made it to my brother, and I had this orange mohair that I was using, and that skein has already provided me 2 cowls, and now it was a contrast color for my socks. And then I had a white mohair left over from a hat, and I was using the Mondim all the way. Just the mohair was different, so I think they turned out pretty nice. To these socks I made my ultimate favorite, or my most commonly used heel, a slip stitch heel flap, and the Dutch turn, which is the box turn, and it has the slip stitch on the bottom of the foot as well, so it's very durable, it fits pretty well, and then just a regular toe, nothing fancy about this. This was the 3rd pair of socks and the 5th finished object. And finally, my sister or my nephew had his birthday, 7th birthday. Was it this week? Last week? This week. I think it was Monday, if I'm not mistaken. But I can always blame my foggy brain for not remembering. But I asked my sister. She came to visit me, and I asked what my nephew would like for his birthday. He has a birthday party tomorrow, and she said that he just loves the wool socks that you've made him. But they're quite small already. I made them a year ago, I think. I guess so. And yeah, so I went stash diving. There's hair on my eyelash. Anyway, yet again, DK, my comfort zone at the moment. I wanted to use up some scraps. I had this turquoise mini, or half a mini. I think I had like 10 grams of it left. So I made, and also I had this stripy sock yarn, which was, I can't remember. It's one of those basic sock yarns. It's either Regia or Opal or something similar. Self-strapping yarn. So what I did, again, I held 2 strands together. I started with the turquoise and the stripy one for the cuff, and then I used the same beige that I had for the brown socks for the main part of the foot. I used the turquoise and the beige in the heel. I've been just making these garter stitch heel flaps because they just, you don't need to, you just go, and that has been perfect. I don't know how well they wear. I don't have a lot of experience. I've just cracked my first pair 2 weeks ago that has this kind of heel, so I don't have any idea how it wears. It fits pretty nicely because it's very stretchy, so it really like molds into your foot. And yeah, I wasn't fully paying attention. I was trying to match them. In this first sock, I realized that I am very close of starting the same sequence again, so I just finished it off with the turquoise that I had, so that I could match this second one. And they start pretty much the same, and then I forgot to change the turquoise, but I was like, they are socks for a 7-year-old. I don't need to see them, and who cares? So yeah, and in the second one I didn't change in the toe because I was just too lazy to do that. So yeah, I think they are like size 31, 32 European, and they are a gift for my nephew. We made it! We made it through all of my finished objects today. So let's move on to my works in progress. I'm not going to show you that many of them since I've mainly been knitting socks. My garment knitting mojo has been almost non-existent. Yeah, well, the circumstances have been what they have been. But I have one design that is soon to be released, and I had to work on this a little bit because I had promised to release this this December, and this has something to do with the Festive Mistletoe socks, and the other pattern that I pitched for the fiber company was my Julgubbe socks, and They are here. There's these little pom-poms on the hats, and there's the gusset increases or decreases on the sole of the foot. And yeah, this was the other idea that I pitched to the fiber company, and even though they didn't select this one, they wanted something a little less less Christmassy. So they offered me the yarn for these as a yarn support. So the yarn for these is gifted. So they sent me some extra yarn to make these socks when I was working on the Festive Mistletoe socks. And I just adore these. I think they are just so cute. Whoop. What do you think? I think they're so festive, and these are knit in the Fiberco Amble sock yarn. It's a bit thicker sock yarn. I actually have the beige one here. So this was the contrast color, or one of the contrast colors for the Festive Mistletoe socks. So I used this for the face of the Santas, and let me see. Here's the Amble tag, and it's a fingering weight yarn, 70% wool, 20% alpaca, and 10% nylon, and it's 325 meters, 355 yards per 100 grams. So it's a slightly thicker, it's a very plump fingering weight yarn. It's very woolly but soft, and I think it's just amazing in color work. It feels very, you know, if you've done color work in a woolier yarn and then you try to do it with merino, the woolier is creepier and it's much nicer to work with. So I think these are great. They are already in testing, so you can expect the pattern for my Julgubbe socks on the 1st of December. And yeah, I'm just in the process of doing the translation. I have few people waiting for the translation to work up the Finnish version, but even though I have been at home, and now the last couple of days I've had a bit more energy since I dropped out the medication, my boys have been both sick, and they had a fever and some cough, and I still have one of them home today. So that's you know, that's life. I can't work when I have them here, so the translation have been waiting for its turn. But yeah, this is one of my half finished objects, and yeah, it's also a sock. So next, a project that I did show you last time already. I've been working on this, well, the last couple of days, because like I said, the week after the surgery, I was just in a blur. Like my husband lovingly called me, I was like a zombie. He didn't say that to me when I was sick or looking like a zombie, but he said it after I snapped out of it, and he was coming home from work and he was like, "Oh, you seem so much better, you're not like a zombie anymore." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." So I showed you that I'm doing a test knit for Laura Penrose, and she is coming out with this new pattern later this month, and this is the Stella quilt cushion. What's the white bit there? There's a bit of something. So I finished the front piece last night, and I gave it a little very light steam block because it is garter stitch and it's worked in different ways, hence the, you know, the star motif. So it was kind of bubbly. So I gave it a light steam so that I can start working with the back piece. And I just love this. This is genius. There have been so many beautiful versions in the testing group. She has two motifs. So she has like the traditional quilt star, and then this, a lot of people have worked, and the sample that Laura has also, she has all different colors of each point of the star, but I decided to go more graphic. Maybe you can see our curtains are black and white, green, all that. So I think this suits much better for our living room. And I'm using Drops Charisma for the green, and then I have Novita Seitsemän veljestä for the star. It is pretty woolly. I'm pretty sure my boys won't even touch into this pillow, which is great. They don't have to. I prefer them not to play with it. So I just have to say that Laura is a genius. If someone thinks that it's just easy to whip up a pattern like this, they're so wrong. There's so much detail going into that pattern. There's all these different methods when you're connecting a middle piece, or when your triangles are going this way or that way, or whichever part you start. So there's 4 different methods that you use to create this pillowcase or this motif. And I have to say that Laura has put so much thought into this pattern that I just appreciate her as a designer so much. And I think she is genius. And if I would have have to do this on my own without her instructions, I think I've, too difficult. So yeah, everything is picked up and worked as you go, and it's just amazing what she has done. So I'm excited to work on the back for this. The deadline for the test knit, I think it was next week, Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So I still have a good week to do the backing, and it's just one color, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. But yeah, really have been enjoying this, and it's nice to read someone else's instructions and go inside of someone else's head, because it's very interesting how she what's the word? I can't remember, but how she I don't know the word. What a fabulous sentence without an ending. Anyway, she has done a very good job, and I'm really proud of her. So yeah, that was that. All right. My next work in progress is also something that is almost done. It is my second sample for the Coastland cowl that I made showed last time. And this is now the smaller version. Let me go and show you. So this uses the same motif than my Coastland shawl, and this is worked with the DK weight yarn. And yeah, I have had a couple of testers already do this, and they are now done, most of them. And I haven't had the brain space to do the translation yet, so it won't be out right away because life. We'll see when I manage to push this out, but it's not important for now. There's no need for me to rush or push myself too hard, because yeah, I've been truly just enjoying making this, and I love working with the Coastland motif, because it's something, it's an 8-row repeat, and you can get the hang of it, so I don't need to refer to a pattern. I've done quite a few motifs of this already. I have done the huge shawl, and I've started the second one, and this is now the second cowl that I'm making. Maybe I'll show you. Well, I put a picture of the Coastland cowl here. This is the gray one, is the larger size, and this will be a little bit tighter one. And the yarn that I'm using is the same that I made. It's the same MCN Sport or DK MCN that I did for, or that I used. Ooh, that I used for the little cardigan. So that's that. And yeah, truly enjoying this, and I'm expecting to finish this maybe, even if not today, maybe tomorrow. And the color, it's just the most gorgeous green. I'm so sad that you can't have this anymore, but yeah, very squishy, and I don't know, it looks more blue, I think, on the camera than it is in real life. It has a little bit more of the green hue on it, but that's what you get when the darkness is here, and November is the darkest month of the year. And here in Finland, we live bang in the middle, west coast of Finland, and it means that the days are very short, and as November is usually, it's very gray and very cloudy. So yeah, that's what we usually get here. So the daylight is, it's the most difficult time to take photos. I hate that there's no daylight, and when there's daylight, it's just, it feels like it's not coming in. I should take everything or all the pictures outside, but yeah, we already had our first snow. Unfortunately it melted away, but we had like 20 centimeters already snow. There was like plows going everywhere and huge piles of snow on our yard, but yeah, it stayed for a week and then all melted away. But we already had our first snow. We still have a little bit of snow. I'm looking outside and there's like, you can see these tiny leftovers that we have, but mostly it's very dark. And then I haven't really worked on stuff other than the socks and the cowl too much, but I thought I would show my blanket, because I haven't shown this in a while, and I think I mentioned it last time. I think so, yeah. So this is a heavily modified version of the amazing log cabin blanket. It's so big that I can't really show it. It's getting big, and it's also getting slower because each stripe takes a longer time to make. I'm using roughly DK worsted weight yarns, leftovers, holding double fingering weight yarns, or using up, like I have here. This is I think it's a DK weight merino 4-ply, not 4-ply. It's a merino from Novita. It's a DK weight, merino DK, probably something like that. That's what I'm making now. So since I've last showed it to you, I have made these 3 stripes. So the red and the gray and the blue. They are actually all marled with 2 different yarns. And then now I finally managed to get here on the other side, and I picked up from the coordinating side, and I started with this merino yarn, but it's getting so big. I have a full-size blanket almost on my lap while I'm working it. Did I have I had it yesterday, but I don't know where it is now. I have this chart that I made. I'm weighing yarns, and I have details in my Ravelry project page. The log cabin blanket grows from both sides, but I decided that I don't want like a square, I want a rectangle. So I want it to be rectangular, so I didn't build on the first square. Where's the first square? It's here. So the original pattern builds on this square, but I decided to build just from other sides. So I'm making like top and bottom, and then the side, top and bottom, and then the side, top and bottom. You know the drill. So I will get like a more, traditional blanket size. I think I'm aiming for it to be, I don't remember my schematics, but I think I measured or calculated that it will be like 160 and 2 meters and 10 or something like that. But yeah, there's still a lot to go. I was hoping to finish it this year. I'm not going to. But it's fun, it's garter, it's squishy, and now when it's getting colder, I think this is a perfect thing to knit on the evenings. And this is just something that I'm enjoying to working with. And I have moved it into this huge bag that I made from from a crochet project gone wrong, which I used for the base of this. I've shown it sometime, and I just made this huge bag, and I don't have all the yarns here. I have some of them in the basket on the floor because it would be filled to this fullest, and it's actually now pretty full, even with these materials inside. So, but yeah, that's my blanket. And yeah, as I said, all the details are in my project page, so if you want, you can use those numbers and make your own. Two more things that I'm quickly going to show you. There's not been a lot of progress, but I thought that I would show it anyway. I've been working a row here and there of my husband's single malt sweater. It's in this state at the moment. I can see now that there's a line. It doesn't show in real life as well as it does on camera, but I have changed the skein here. I did alternate rows a few times so that it will blend a bit better, but there is definitely a little bit darker line here. I did I did put the skeins, I opened up the skeins and put them in order so that I would have the darkest ones. Like I've numbered the skeins. This is hand-dyed Finnish wool from Villavantut. And yeah, I did lay them out on the floor and tried to see that they would fade from lighter to dark. But I don't think that I'm actually going to use all the skeins. I had 5, but I'm just on the second skein now. And and I don't think that I will need all 5. I have done a little bit of the body, not too much. Maybe like 6-7 centimeters. And I think I was talking about this last time, and actually I was looking at photos this morning on Instagram of this sweater, and I find that, as this is also, it has like minimal short rows. Luckily this sweater has a very wide neckline. If it wouldn't have, I would hate the neckline riding up. But in this sweater, I was looking at a lot of the pictures, and quite a lot of them had a pretty high collar in the front. And my husband has a little bit, he has shoulders that are like leaning forward. And I tried it on and it looked like it's choking him. So I did add short rows after the sleeve split. So there are, well, the tubing is on the way. How can I show it? So there is, it's impossible to show you, but I did rise the, I think I did like short rows, like a 3 centimeter wedge to each side, so that it will come forward from the back. And this is actually its natural position at the moment. It looks very small. My tension has definitely been tighter than my gauge watch, which I did a year ago. So that might be the problem. And also I did this, I didn't swatch in the round. That's also my crime. But I did add a couple of extra stitches under the arms to you know, take into the country. Yeah, I'm lost with my words again. Anyway, I did add a little bit stitches so that it would create a little bit larger circumference for the bust, so it fits better, and also for the arms. So I'm using the stitch counts for the size up from for the sleeves, and then also for the body. Well, the body is just that 2 stitch repeats all over. So yeah, that's what I did. And there's no rush with this project. I'm not planning on gifting this to him at any certain moment. So I'm just working away this as I feel like. And now that most of my gift knits are done, not all of them, but most of them are already done, so I think I can ease into the simple knitting and just, you know, picking out projects as I feel like. But then I have one project that I want to show you, and not because I have worked on it much, but because I am going to take this to my trip. Oh my word, I am dropping stitches. Next week, next Friday actually, I am going to the Barcelona Knits, and I'm flying on Friday and arriving to Spain Friday evening, and I have time there Saturday, Sunday and Monday, and I'm flying home on Monday. And I'm meeting up with my podcaster friends Selma, and we are sharing a hotel room with Selma, and then we are meeting up with Camilla from Camijo Net, and Ivana from the Republic of Me, and I'm hoping also to see Anastasia from Free Your Sheep. So that's amazing. And I've been sick, and I've been not in this world, and like I was just suddenly just realizing that, oh, I'm going next week, and I'm like, I have not had any thought for my trip whatsoever. I have tickets bought, my flight tickets, I bought them already, I don't know, many months ago. I don't remember when. And Selma has booked us a hotel, and I bought the tickets for the festival for the weekend, and I'm just so excited. I can't even believe that I'm going somewhere I haven't been anywhere since my children have been born. So yeah, my travel knit is going to be my Coastland shawl number 2. This is how much I've done. Let's now put a stitch marker here so that I can then show you what I managed to do while I'm there. That's a sock, not very suited. Let's put this owl. Okay, here is now a stitch marker. And I have this cute little owl. I actually ordered these charms, and this one I have made myself. So I had some jewelry making stuff, and yeah, I was putting it together. This is actually a bag from Knits, knits.fi. I think this is such a fun tote bag. Am I right, or am I right? Right? Yeah, it's a very spacious bag, and yeah, it's the home for this project. And this is coming with me on Barcelona Knits. And then I think I will take a pair of socks for my other travel knits, so that I have something to knit on the plane. And that's the reason why I wanted you to just see this. I believe when Ruth Loves a Knit, she said that Coastland shawl is the ultimate travel knit. So I'll pop a picture here. It's huge, it's massive, and it's so much garter. And I think this is the perfect travel knit for me. It's made in linen quill, which is a fabulous yarn to work with. It's just, it goes so smoothly on the needles, and I just love working with it. I love wearing it, and that's what I'm taking with me. This is going to be a long video, I can see that. One last thing is an acquisition, and this was a kind of like an accidental acquisition, because I was feeling poorly, and one of my Instagram friends was having a dish dash, and I had something that I saw something that I wanted, or I actually have been thinking of it already before. This is a local to me dyer, Wool Me Once fibers, and I've seen this yarn and this colorway many times. She has 3 different shades for this line, and I slept on it. I didn't go immediately, but it was a very nice price for 3 skeins, and I ordered these from her D-stash. So this is a very fun speckly yarn. It creates these beautiful speckles. They are all a little bit different. There's just a little bit more dark in this one, and yeah, the blue is very vibrant, cobalt blue. And yeah, I'm dreaming of more basic knits, like my favorite sweatshirt, but I think I'm going to make one similar to the ones that I've done for my children, my niece, my nephew. So 2 strands of fingering weight held together with 5mm or 5.5mm needles. Looser gauge, just very comfortable and, you know, relaxed sweater. So that's what I'm planning to make with these. I regret nothing because I needed something to lift my spirits, and this was something that definitely did that. But of course it's now away from my personal and its budget, but I'm only, you know, I'm traveling with a carry-on, and there's only so much space, and I can't bring too much because there's also weight limits. So that's what it is. I will give you a little more details. I've been spreading them out into this episode, but if you want to hear more about me and my personal life, then stay with me. But if you are leaving me here, then thank you so much for watching, and all the comments are very appreciated, and if you want to ask me something, ask away. And if you are not subscribed to my channel yet and you liked my video, please consider subscribing, because, you know, the usual, it helps my channel to get pushed out to more people to see. So if you like it, then please hit thumbs up and subscribe. All right, very shortly, I think my son is bored in our bedroom, so I will just quickly go through my surgery. And as I already said, I had to wait for a long time for the surgery. That was a bit of a wait. Surgery itself went well. No problem with anesthesia or anything. I didn't have a horrible amount of pain when I woke up. I did almost immediately have some ice cream and some juice, and it was all good and nice while I was in the hospital. I managed to eat some yogurt, and they kept me there for, I think, 4 hours after I woke up. So 4 hours they were I was in the, what's the word, they were making sure that everything is fine and there's no complications and all that. So all good there. My husband picked me up, and he had to come to the ward and pick me up from there, so that they see that I'm with someone. And yeah, my husband took me home. He got my pain medication, and the first couple of days was fine. I was in a lot of pain. The swallowing was hard. I was icing a lot of my chin. I also got my ears tubed, and that's because every time that I have a flu, I lose my hearing, because all the liquid is just, you know, collecting into place where the liquid shouldn't be. So they punctured holes to my eardrums and placed little tubing there for more ventilation. A surgery that is usually done for young kids. Also, when I was a young kid, I've had those tubes quite a few times, I think 4 times. And yeah, the pain was something that I have never ever experienced in my life before. I've had 2 C-sections in the last 6 years, 2 carpal tunnel surgeries, and nothing compares to the amount of pain that I was in this after this operation. It all got worse after 4 days. I was just living from pain medication to another, and they were like 12 hours apart. So I was eating all these, or taking these opiates, and then I had like another pain medication and another pain medication. So I was having 3 different pills, and they said that I could be off from the opiates in a couple of days. That was not the case. I was like I was crying once I was like trying even to drink water. I wasn't able to consume anything. I was just everything hurt so bad, and like the pain went from my throat to my ears, and I was like, my kids were like, why are you holding your ears? There's not so much noise here. And it was just awful. And I think after maybe 10 days, I managed to cut the opiates in, like, I was supposed to take them every 12 hours, but I took one every 24 hours. So I halved the dose. So, because, you know, those medications or those pills, they just make your head foggy. Like I was tired. I was trying to be awake for 2 hours at a time, and then I was just sleeping another 3. So I was basically a walking zombie. I was sleeping, and then I was just trying to force appropriate amount of liquid and something to eat every day, even though I was struggling. And especially like before going to bed, like 7 o'clock, when I was trying to force myself to eat something, my kids usually have their evening snack at that time, and yeah, horrible pain. I wouldn't recommend this diet to anyone, but I'm hoping that it will help me be more healthy in the future and stop snoring, and or it has actually done that. And yeah, but it's all good now. It's been exactly 2 weeks, or actually 15 days since my operation. I have still a bit stuffy voice, but, and also I have a sore throat. I have sore throat as you would have like when you're ill and you're like, oh, my throat is so sore, I can barely swallow. That's the state that I'm in at the moment, but I don't care because I'm free of medication. And yeah, it has been so bad that even this mild sore throat is fine, and I have now been able to eat something normal, like normal food. I had some curry yesterday. I went to to get some takeout, and I enjoyed it so much, even though it stinked my throat a bit. But I was like, I don't care. The doctor said that after 2 weeks you can go back to normal. So even though it's still a bit sore throat, but I can now drink hot drinks, and yeah, I'm all good now. And I've received a lot of well wishes, and I was really happy to see all the good wishes from my last episode. So thank you very much for commenting, and this community is just amazing, and it has helped me tremendously. And a couple of people have been checking me out every couple of days, and that felt very good. So it feels like people actually care, which is very nice. But otherwise, Barcelona Knits next week. I'm excited as can be. I have my new passport. I have a new ID card. I ordered them at the same time everything was expired because of you know what. And I'm just hoping that my throat gets better and it gets back to normal before my trip. And I got my sick leave extended for 2 days. I was supposed to go to work yesterday already, but my voice wasn't in the condition that I could talk for 8 hours straight. So as you can see, it's already starting to break. So that's about that. And thank you for being here. I will think I will do like a little vlog from the Barcelona knits, and then it's Vlogtober season, right at the corner, right on the corner at the anyway around the corner. that's the word. So anyway, I will do one more regular episode before Vlogmas starts, and then I don't think I will do, no, that will be my last episode, a regular episode for this year. But I had so much fun being back, and it's been over an hour, which is a very long episode for me. But anyway, I will leave you I will leave you to it. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate you being here. And until next time, happy knitting. Bye.